The rules are simple.
Every week, we watch a new movie.
Then, we discuss it.
Welcome to Weekly Cinema.
Hello, and welcome back to Weekly Cinema. I'm your host, McKenna Coleman, here with my co-host,
Gabe.
Today, we made it to episode 6, and we are doing the movie Spirited Away. It is a Studio Ghibli film.
Studio Ghibli, yeah.
Sorry.
Studio Ghibli, whatever you want to say. It's actually, okay, we're already starting discussion before we get into the episode. It's actually debatable because people still don't know how to pronounce it. But it's either Ghibli or Ghibli, so.
Okay.
Up to you.
Studio whatever film.
GIF or GIF, same thing.
Exactly. The director, Hayao Miyazaki. And this movie you can watch on HBO Max, just called Max. A brief synopsis that this gives me. In this animated feature by the noted Japanese director Hayao Miyazaki, 10-year-old Chihiro and her parents stumble upon a seemingly abandoned amusement park. After her mother and father are turned into giant pigs, Chihiro meets the mysterious Haku, who explains that the park is a resort for supernatural beings who need a break from their time spent in the earthly realm, and that she must work there to free herself and her parents. This movie was released on August 31st in 2002.
All right. So, man, this movie I've been wanting to do for so long. I mean, even when I posted on my Instagram story that I finally watched this movie, the amount of comments I got saying, "Oh my God, you finally watched it. This is my favorite movie ever," is actually awesome. I mean, people love this movie. This is a insanely popular movie, and it originally released in Japan. And its original title was Send, which is the girl's name in the other world, Send to Chihiro no Kamikakushi. So it's a whole nother title, and the whole thing is Japanese. If you watched it in English, you notice that it's off of their mouth because it's not originally English. This is all originally a Japanese movie. It took a whole year before it became like they added English dubs, an English title, all that stuff when it was released to America, which we'll get into later in fun facts and all that. But I watched this movie on a Steelbook, and you watched it
On Max.
Okay, all right. So you know what time it is?
Yep. Rating time.
Rating time.
All right. I think I'd give this movie maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't like my favorite movie, but it wasn't bad either. I did enjoy it. It was definitely an interesting concept. But I liked the elements of the friendship that was in there and the message behind it and stuff. And that was cool.
Yeah. I gotta give this movie. I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it pretty close. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. And it's not because I don't like any. It's not that there's anything in the movie I don't like. It's because of just comparing it on a scale compared to the other movies, just to save some room for adjustment or whatever. But solid 9.5 out of 10. I mean, pretty much a 10 out of 10. Just take it as you will. 5 out of 5 stars. So, Spirited Away, great film. I'm so glad it finally got around to watching it. I saw it in Japanese with English subtitles because I hate dubs so much. I hate watching a movie not in its original language. So whether it be like any weird Korean movie on Netflix that I watch, or Squid Games, or this movie, I watched it all in the original language with English subtitles. So I got a different voices than McKenna, because of course the English voice actors is different from the Japanese voice actors. So I don't know how each character sounded and how they're different, but take that as you will. The movie's great. I guess just quick review. Absolutely love it. The story, it's super sweet. Great characters, and the animation is incredible. Absolutely incredible. But I highly recommend it. Thumbs up.
I forgot. Thumbs up.
Oh boy, here we go again.
I keep breaking the rule.
I know. It's fine.
Okay. So critic ratings?
Let's see how they compare.
This says that IMDb gives this 8.6 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes a 96%, Metacritic a 96% as well.
Wow.
And on Google, where they actually get to rate the movie on how they like it, with
Yeah.
a thumbs up or thumbs down, give it a 95%.
Wow.
So these are all really close, which surprises me because, Metacritic is normally
I know. Metacritic actually joined the bandwagon for once. They're actually the
for
same.
the second time,
Yeah.
Metacritic has came through.
Good job, Metacritic. Not for being an absolute,
Pain in the butt.
pain in the butt. But no. I highly agree. I mean, that's pretty close to my ratings. 95, 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. I mean, it was a great film, and I can't wait to dive into it.
It's really close.
Yeah.
So now it is time to move on to what we like about the movie. And for me, I gotta say that I liked how it had its kind of parallel from the beginning and the end, where they're walking through the tunnel and she's like, "Don't make me trip," and then she does that at the end again.
That was a really cool scene. Yeah,
I really liked that.
Yeah.
And I liked the fact of like the whole friendship between Haku and Chihiro, where she helps her realize her actual name.
Yeah.
And I think that was really sweet. So I really liked that about the movie. But that parallel was really cool. I think that having the same beginning and end is very interesting, but it was a really good choice.
Just so you know, so Haku's a boy.
Well, sorry.
But it is, I mean, technically speaking, Haku isn't anything because it is... Okay, spoiler alert again. Please watch Spirited Away if you haven't. This is your final warning. Haku is revealed to be an actual, a water dragon and is supposed to be, doubled as a river because that's how it's revealed. That Chihiro got, she lost her shoe into the Haku River.
Yeah.
The Kihaku River. And that is pretty much the embodiment, the actual physical form of that river. So, debatable. But, yes, that's... Yeah. But anything else you want to add?
No. I think it's your turn.
All right. Spirited Away. This is a great film for many reasons. Number one, I just got to say, the animation is incredible. This is that time where it was transitioning from normal to computer animation, and this is a film that stuck with hand animation. So this entire film was hand-drawn, every single frame. So I highly respect that, and it was incredible, especially for 2001. I love the film. I gotta think. I'm usually not into fantasy films or anything like that. I'm never a fan of the early Disney movies. I never have seen so many of them. I can't think of an example. Early hand-drawn Disney movies, because this gives off a heavy early Disney movie vibe. Even though this is a Japanese movie and it was never fit for English markets, it still succeeded and won an Oscar for Best Animated Picture in 2002. So, I mean, yeah. So movies like the original Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Pocahontas, Aladdin, Little Mermaid. I've never seen any of those, and I've never been a fan of that type of movie where it's this mystical whole world or whatever. But Spirited Away,
I'm the opposite of you.
and you're the opposite, right? But Spirited Away does it in a way where it's I don't know, it got me so engaged, it got me so hooked. It throws you right into it, doesn't give you so much context, doesn't overdo itself. It just throws you into this other world and you get fully immersed. It makes you wish that you were there actually, because it's so cool. It gives me a heavy, if you compare it for an English movie, a heavy Coco vibe, because of how it's this young person, which is Chihiro, and Coco, gets stumbled into this other world of spirits, and just like Coco, and they have to try and find a way to get out. It has that same resemblance, and I can see how Disney took inspiration from this film, I'm sure, in many ways throughout its projects, but Yeah, it's a incredible film, incredible animation, story. It's super sweet. Like it's actually really heartfelt story. I like it a lot, and I just really didn't expect to like it that much. This is an anime, by the way. Like we just watched an anime. This is my first anime that I've ever seen. I'm also not into animes, which I want to get more into, but this was an anime.
And I have never watched anime before this either.
Right,
It was very interesting.
This is our
to do.
this is an American teenagers' introduction to anime. But I definitely want to get into anime more. That's for sure. But yeah, that's what I liked about the movie. I mean, everything about it is absolutely incredible.
So, what did you dislike about this movie, Gabe?
Oh, it's gonna be so hard, man. I'm not like a generous reviewer. If you guys watch this podcast, you might think, oh my God, he gives like the best reviews for every single movie. First of all, I appreciate every movie's work, but I'm not a great I'm not a super positive reviewer. It's just that we keep watching movies that are highly recommended, so they're gonna be good. So we haven't had a chance, except for Wonka, to have a movie that was actually not good. Yeah, so I mean, this is another case scenario. I mean, we got to watch more movies without people telling us because we keep watching these amazing movies. I mean, it's good, but it makes it hard to actually criticize sometimes. For me though, I mean, I can't really say anything bad about the movie. I love like how crazy some of these characters looked. I love the voice acting on some of them. I don't know how the No Face's voice actor was for you, but he goes like it's like these weird little voices, and it's so funny. It has
was just
like
like
such
a heavy,
tone.
basically a heavy sigh when
heavy
I was
sigh?
watching it. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty much the same here. It was more high pitched for the Japanese version, but no, it's so good, man. I really like it, and I'm trying to think. I can't say anything I disliked about the movie. Yeah, I can't. It was really fun watch. All right, how about you though?
I don't really know. I don't think I can say anything bad about it. I know I rated it like a 7.5, but honestly, it was a good movie. I don't have any knocks on it really.
Yeah, I agree. I understand. I mean, yeah, it's just based off of like how much you enjoyed the movie. I mean, there's nothing really to say about this movie specifically that could be different, you know? I mean, it's a masterpiece. They made sure every single frame is a painting. So, yeah, can't say anything bad about it.
I gotta say that my favorite scene, as well as lines, was when they get caught by the frog spirit, and the frog spirit's like, Lynn, she goes, what? And then pushes Chihiro into the elevator to stop her from being seen. The frog, I smell something. A human. You smell like human. Oh, really? You're hiding something, Lynn. Come on, spit it out. Produces the newt. Is this what you smell? Roasted newt!
Yeah, I absolutely love how much all of them absolutely obsess over the roasted newt. It's so funny. It's so random, but it's so great.
It's like, give me a lick. Come on, one.
Then she just eats it in front of them. Yeah, that's so great. I love the little frog characters. They were funny.
They were hilarious.
Yeah, that
and then
whole
there's another
sequence,
one,
man.
and I think it was also from a frog character, but I forget what the line was. It was so funny.
Well, I like the scene where like the frog gets eaten by the No Face, and it's just like he's like looking for gold. I also like how they got spit out at the end because of course it's a kids movie. They didn't actually get eaten, but no, yeah, that was kind of funny.
Roasted nip.
I gotta say my favorite sequence. There's so many notable like sequences in the movie. Like an honorable mention has to be like the whole baby sequence.
Oh, that I'm gonna cry. Mom will come in here and kill you.
No, yeah, like the baby pulls Chihiro in, and then like the baby suddenly starts talking, and you're like, what the heck? And it's like threatening her. It's so funny.
And you're just like.
I was like, oh God, this is a savage baby. No, that was a great sequence.
Like that baby can talk.
Yeah, but my favorite sequence and characters has to be the oh man, one of the characters' name I can't remember is the big spider guy, the old man who runs that.
Like the boiler guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but that scene where Chihiro first meets him, all the little suit creatures are so funny.
Is his name what? Where? Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
It's here somewhere. Is it Kamaji? Yeah.
Kamaji?
Yeah.
Kamaji, yeah. So That first interaction, those little suit creatures, those little like fuzzballs,
Oh, yeah.
are so they're so funny. I love that.
When they're like jumping up and down,
Yeah.
and then they bring her shoes.
It's so great. And then like she picks up one of the rocks and does it like super easy in front of them, and then they're like, what? So they drop the rocks on top of them. Like all of them start like getting upset so that she can like help them all. It's such a great sequence.
It's
I
so
love
fun.
that.
It's so funny. And
I know.
Those little lint balls are so cute.
I know. They give so much character to them with just giving them
Just
two
to-
eyes. That's it.
This is what they did. Just like help
I know.
me.
They had so much attitude. It was so great. It was so funny.
Like I'm helpless. Help me.
I know. But no, there was some great moments. I also like I like how like the whole stuff with the baby and who's the I never understood the creature that flies that has Yababa's head.
It's like the bird.
Yeah, the bird creature. But when the baby and the bird turn into like those little creatures, and they follow Chihiro, and then they just don't want to change back.
And like the three heads was changed into the baby.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "What happened to my baby?"
I know. And then when they go to like the evil's, not the evil, the twin sisters' house, and then like the bird and the bird and the baby just are running on like the
And the hamster.
threading it,
The
yeah,
hamster.
which is the baby, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like running, and they're like, that's so funny.
Okay.
All right, so okay, we're back from Bell Talk. That will be on the next bonus episode, not the past one, but this will be on
The next one
second
coming up.
one, yeah, after 4 more episodes, every 5. Before we move into like any other things, I just wanted to appreciate a bit more of the movie, which I forgot.
We were talking about like favorite scenes in life.
Oh yeah. I really like but like the whole thing between Haku and Chihiro. That was all really sweet. I really like that a lot. I'm going to Japan, for those who don't know, next Friday. Wow. I'm going to Japan next Friday, and we're going to be there for a week. And so this movie got me really, really excited. I've never really dived into Japanese media before. Again, anime, manga, hitting
And
the mic.
for the third time. Gabe.
There you go. We always have to have an episode where we hit the mic, huh? No, but I've never been into any of that, and I really do want to get into it because Japanese media is just, it's such a work of art. They make sure they put so much care into it, and it's always like really, really, really great stuff. But no, I'm excited going to Japan, man. I'm going to Tokyo, and then I'm going to Osaka, and then I'm coming back to Tokyo. So we're going to those 2 cities. And I mean, I'm excited to see all of it. I'm excited to really. I heard there's a studio, actually, a Studio Ghibli, not Ghibli. Ghibli. There's a Studio Ghibli museum in Japan, and I saw they had it like in there, like it's all the other Studio Ghibli movies, which we have to watch more for sure in the future. The other 2 that I really want to watch is my friend Totoro or Totoro. One of them. I've seen that character a lot, and I really want to watch that. And then Howl's Moving Castle, I also really want to watch, because the song from it I hear everywhere, and it's so good. But no, they have a museum dedicated, because they have like a bunch of films, and there's a giant Yubaba head they have in there.
Oh.
And it's so funny. I would love to see that in person. Hopefully we get a chance to
That
see
does,
it.
guys, unfortunately mean we will be on hiatus for spring break. But
That's right,
We
actually.
will come back, we promise.
Yes, so
We will watch our next movies over that break, and
Yeah.
then we will come back.
So by the time this episode is out, actually, it will be this Friday of this episode's release that I will be gone. So the next week we will not have an episode, but the week after that we will. So we're gonna have a big episode planned. We'll talk about it at the end, but we'll have a big episode planned for when we come back from spring break, because we have a lot of time. So we'll let you know. But anyway, no. So yeah, Studio Ghibli. I mean,
Ghibli.
It's so great, or Ghibli.
Whatever.
I absolutely love it so much. It's so great. It
I
just
feel like
makes
we're
you
just
wanna,
like butchering the name of this studio.
I know. Every time we say it's a different name. It also makes me want to it makes you like wish like, oh my god, there's so many different places in the world that you could have grown up in, of course. I grew up mostly in I grew up in America, but I mostly grew up in like West Virginia, which growing up here versus West Virginia are two whole different worlds. And it's like it depends on where you grow up, just tells so much about you. I mean, you grew up here.
Yeah,
in Ohio, and you've seen like this life around you has always been Ohio. But it makes me wonder, like, it would be so cool. What if I was born in Japan? What if I grew up in Japan? What if I was born in Brazil? What if I grew up in Brazil? What if you were born in Europe and you grew up in a European city? Like, it
like
just,
London or something.
Right. Yeah. And it just makes you think, like, how much you don't have where you're growing up now that other people, it's completely normal to them, and vice versa. And it's just watching this movie. It's like, oh man, to be a Japanese kid growing up in Japan. I don't know where they were moving from, but they were moving from somewhere to Tokyo. I guess it was like somewhere else in the movie. I don't know, but no, it just makes you think. Like anytime I watch a movie like that, I don't know why, but I always think about that scenario. Like it's interesting to think how different lives are.
I mean, you can tell a lot from someone's personality on where they're from.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, every country's situation is different. Every country has different traditions.
Also, if that country has a
norms.
distinct accent, that's a dead giveaway.
Well, any country you will have an accent, of course. It also makes you think, like, well, what if you had an accent? Well, how different would I be? What if I had an Australian accent? Would that be something?
Get Mike to teach you.
Yeah, Mike has a great Australian accent. But no, I don't know why I think that, but it's really cool. And I really enjoyed the film. To actually wish that you were in that world shows that they did a great job portraying it, and they did a great job making it look as vibrant as they did. But yeah.
These segments that are coming up next, I'm going to hand over to Gabe for today.
Okay. Yeah. So let me see.
As you know, I normally carry the fun facts and the trivia, but we're gonna turn it around this episode.
Yeah. So this movie is very interesting. That's for sure. I can't remember what award Spirited Away won. Not award, like when it won it. Oh, it was 2003. Oh wow. Yeah, the years are weird with the award shows. So I'm trying to think because it was released in 2001 in Japan.
2002 in the USA.
2002 in the US.
That's why I said 2002.
Yes, and then it was released in 2003, and it wasn't released. It got the award in 2003 because that's the following year for the best animated feature Academy Award. Okay, I'm curious what it went against in that year. Actually, what were the nominees for best animated feature in 2003? So Treasure Planet, I've never seen that.
No.
Spirit, that's actually kind of funny. Spirit, I've seen Spirit actually. It's a really good movie.
Spirited Away.
Yeah. When I told my mom, I was like, I'm watching Spirit Away. She's like, isn't that the horse movie? I'm like, no, that's Spirit. It's not. It's Spirited Away. Oh my
Isn't
god.
that the horse movie?
The other movies were Ice Age. Oh my god, Ice Age came out in 2000. Oh my, dude, that's crazy. And then
That's insane.
Whoa, it won against Lilo and Stitch.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah. So Spirited Away won. I mean, it totally deserved. Absolutely love it. You know what's funny about that? That's actually crazy. So this is another fun fact. So I watched the Japanese version, so nothing special there. But in the American version, the American voice actor for Chihiro is the same person who was in The Ring, the scary girl from The Ring, and the same person who voiced Lilo. So I just realized.
How did I not realize that?
Yeah.
And I did watch the English version.
Yeah.
And I'm from a Disney heavy family.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny. That girl was in 2 Academy nominated feature films in the same year. That's so crazy. I didn't know Lilo and Stitch and Spirited Away were nominated in the same year, and that's
now
that's
that
awesome.
I think about it,
That's so awesome.
they do sound similar. And
Yeah.
now I'm like,
yeah. Other than that, Spirited Away has so many awards. I mean, it's first of all, it's such a it was the first glimpse of anime, like not of course the first, but it was like the first time anime really took a step into the American culture. It was before the internet was able to really, expand the audience of anime in the U.S. But Spirited Away was the first ever anime to, I think, either be nominated or to actually just win an Academy Award, which is really cool. And it's also the second highest grossing movie in Japan to this day, which is also really, really cool. I wonder what's the first. I don't know. But yeah, Spirited Away is just, it's just such a genre-defying movie, and was a big deal when it came to the U.S. There was a lot of weird things that were happening around that time. There's like a weird thing between Japan and America. So that actually, was it Miyazaki? Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, Miyazaki. He couldn't claim his Academy Award actually. I think it was like out of protest or something, because there was something like happening war-wise, and he wanted to take a stand. But it was kind of upsetting for him because he couldn't, claim that. But it's okay, because he ended up taking it back, because if you guys didn't see, Boy in the Heron, is it Boy in the Heron? Yeah, it just won Best Academy Award at the last Oscars, which is it was a Studio Ghibli film. So good for them. They finally won something. Like they actually got to claim their award and everything. But no, it was sad. It was sad that he couldn't do that, and that's a pretty interesting fun fact right there. I guess not so fun, but kind of
sad,
upsetting. Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's a sad fact.
Yeah, but it came to the U.S. I didn't look fully into it. I heard it came to the U.S. If you look at the beginning, it said Walt Disney Japan was one of the studios. And that's because...
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the thing that it was saying distributed by, it was like Walt Disney Pictures, Toho Co., Studio Canal UK.
Right. For the UK, that's probably when it came to the UK. But for when it came to America, Disney helped with that. They helped make it possible to bring the film to America, and that was really cool. So they took care of all of that stuff. Making the English version actually was really hard for the actors, which I'm sure. I mean, imagine you have a film when they make. If you guys don't know, first of all, animated films take so long to make.
Frame by frame and
it's incredible.
Even if they have the character's arm move like this tiniest little inch, they have to change it.
Exactly, and it's actually crazy how they do it. But what they have to do is they have to record. You have to have the script first, and then you have to record the voice lines of the script before you animate the movie at all. Or you animate the movie and don't animate the lips and the mouths moving before recording. Because what they have to do is they can't do the voice lines after they animate it, because voice actors don't voice over animated mouths, because it just doesn't look natural. You can't do that physically as a person. But you can do is you can record the voice lines first, and then you animate with the voice lines already in mind, so that it matches perfectly. So when watching the Japanese version, of course it matched perfectly. But I assume
No,
yeah, watching the English version, it wasn't. And of course that's because it's a different language and everything, and they couldn't reanimate the whole thing. That's not going to happen. No. But what they did do, what I heard is it was actually kind of hard for the voice actors, the English voice actors, because they had to time it so perfectly with the film's timing. Because some words in Japanese and some sentences are so much faster than English.
Because for different languages, it could be faster or slower,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no in between. I feel like English is the in between.
Exactly. Yeah. True. Yeah. It's like I'm wondering if watching the English version, you notice some lines were said super fast or some lines were said weirdly slow because of just how off some of the sentences are. You can't match the timing perfectly, especially when characters are having full conversations back and forth. I mean, it's crazy, and it's insanely incredible that they were able to do that so naturally. But props to them, big props to them. Speaking of script, I guess just another fun fact. There was no script for this movie.
No.
Before it was made.
Okay. I was gonna say, because there's no way you can make a movie without a script.
Right. So what they did is they storyboarded it first. They didn't storyboard the whole thing, but they had the general idea, and they actually made the script as they went along. So before the movie was even done, the script wasn't done, but while they were still in production of the movie. So they kind of let the script guide itself while the movie was being made, which is actually how I make things. Other than short films, I can't do that with short films. I don't know how they did that with short films with like overarching storylines.
I mean, we did do a storyboard for Paradox, but we didn't write the script along the way. We had it done.
Right. And but see, when I do like my stuff, like my my mini docs on my YouTube channel, like the iceberg one or the gun tour video, I don't have the scripts done when I start filming. I just have the general idea, and I let it guide itself. And I mean, it works. I mean, if you're doing it right and you know what you want to do, what path you want like the story to go in, it's fine. Do it as you will. I mean, sometimes it's easier to just get your ideas out on video before you lose them, so you don't have to sit down and write them all. And, oh, what was I meaning here when you're going back and reading it? Speaking of Paradox, just a quick side note. For those of you who don't know, we won Best Writing at STN for our short film, and we were officially selected to screen at the Indie Youth Short Film Festival, which is a part of the Arizona International Film Festival.
Which is really cool.
That is really awesome.
So that we get an opportunity to do that.
Yeah. So just want to let you guys know.
We can win awards too, you know?
Yeah, we can win awards too. Huh? Maybe we should review our own movie. Just kidding. No, but it's...
I feel like that would be biased.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I mean, looking at some of these other fun facts, I guess I said them. Yeah. Oh, so it was the Iraq War. That's why.
Okay. So that's why he couldn't claim the. Okay.
Yeah. That's very interesting. I heard this was based off of a lot of actual like folklore, like a real Japanese mythology and folklore. They, of course, Miyazaki doesn't want to exactly copy folklore and make it predictable.
Well, no.
So he put his own spin on it. So nobody knows for sure like where he got his inspiration from directly, but people know like there's similarities between the film and actual real spirits and mythology that is in Japanese culture, which is actually really cool. But yeah, I guess other than that, it's all the fun facts I have. Okay, so here's some trivia, and if you watching have seen Spirited Away, or even if you haven't, you could try playing along. True or false? Hayao Miyazaki planned to do a lot of movies prior to making Spirited Away. For those who don't know, this of course wasn't their first film. The movie that came before this was Princess Mononoke. Yeah. Mononoke, I don't know, but it came out in 1997. After that movie, Hayao Miyazaki, did he have a full plan of his future movies, and was he fully committed to continuing on with his career? True or false?
False.
You're going to say false?
False.
It's kind of hard to word that without making it sound suspicious because, of course, the reason I'm asking that is because, yes, it is false. Hayao Miyazaki actually wanted to retire after making his 1997 film, Princess Mononoke. But he was inspired to make Spirited Away after seeing a friend's 10-year-old daughter. So this whole movie is actually pretty interesting. The target audience, I mean, not the target audience, but because this is for all ages.
Because this is rated PG, by the way.
Yes, yeah. He wanted to... For some reason, like I don't know what inspired him so much, but he felt like he really needed a movie targeted towards young girls who didn't have anyone to relate to in films, because he felt like there was so many movies, like seeing his friend's 10-year-old daughter. There's so many movies out there that they weren't able to connect to. He felt so he wanted to make Spirited Away with a 10-year-old. What is it? A 10-year-old
child.
Yeah, main character. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Main
Two
character.
words.
What the heck?
Technically.
But he made that just for them because he wanted, he really felt like there needed to be a movie about that. And then he ended up making an Academy Award-winning film, which is a big, big deal for a Japanese animated feature. I mean, that is incredible. So, of course, after that, many movies were to come because of the success of that movie, and I'm sure many more are still to come after they won again with their latest movie, which that should be the one we cover, but because it's a new movie, so yeah. But no, it's that's pretty cool. I'm glad they continued on. I mean, Him and his studio has such incredible talent. I'm curious how long. Oh, that's gonna be another question. Because I heard like there's so many backstories about some of these animated features. Like what was that one movie? There was one movie that took like 10 years to make. Oh, Box Trolls. I remember when Box Trolls
That
came
took
out.
10 years?
Apparently, it took like 10 years to make because of just how long it took to make the stop motion and everything.
Wow.
It's crazy. That's another great studio. Like, was it Leica? That whole studio who made Coraline and Box Trolls and stuff. That's an American studio, but it's like stop motion and it's really cool. But I'm gonna look up how long did Spirited Away take?
Yeah. Leica or whatever. It's Laika Studios.
Oh well. So I guess I can ask two questions. First of all, how long do you think this movie took to make?
I'm gonna say 5 years, give or take.
5 years, give or take. I'm actually really surprised by this. It only took a year.
Oh, really?
It only took a year.
Wow.
So of course, I'm sure the writing, not because there's no script, no writing,
Wow.
but I'm sure the idea started before the production started, of course. But it says the production started in 2000. So it only took because it released in 2001. It only took a year, which is absolutely incredible. I'm sure they worked really hard, and I'm sure because it's not a big studio, they don't have other projects to work on. They only work on one project at a time, I think. So I'm sure it didn't take them that long, of course, but that is really cool that they did that fast for a 2-hour-long animated feature.
There's no way.
A year. That's insane. I mean,
Like with all those frames and stuff, I think that would take a
yeah,
while.
I feel like I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, it's. Yeah,
Man.
I don't know. It's really cool. Also, how much do you think the budget was?
It's very vague. How much do you think the budget was? Oh my gosh. 10,000, maybe a little bit more.
I think you got the budget off there. Reminder, budgets are usually huge. It doesn't matter how big or small a movie is. It's usually always over $1 million. I'll give you one more guess. That's my hint.
3 million?
3 million? 15 million. Which is actually still pretty small compared to other movies. Animated movies don't usually get that much budget because, of course, there's no filming, no actual live sets needed. It's just animation. So 15 million is pretty reasonable. That's not the interesting part. What interests me, which is right next to it, is how much it took in yen. Because yen is the Japanese currency, if you guys didn't know. And, of course, it's different. That's how much they actually had to pay. They paid in yen for this budget. Guess how much the budget was in yen?
I don't want to guess.
You don't want to guess. It's
I hate these questions.
1.9 billion. 1.9 billion yen. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
What the heck? Almost 2 billion yen? So $15 million is 1.9 billion yen? What is the yen conversion? So 1 yen is 0.006 of a dollar, of a US dollar. So, what, like, let's say $200. 200 US dollars is 30,000 yen. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's insane.
Japan, you are expensive.
What? Dude, that's insane. I didn't know the Japanese yen rates, like conversion rates, were that crazy for dollars.
That's a lot.
Wow. 1 yen is not worth a lot at all. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's so crazy. It makes you think that how expensive. I mean, like how much.
Japan's
a dollar,
expensive.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. But the thing is, the whole culture of Japan, though. I mean, you got to think about, like, even though it's a lot of money and like the amounts are super high, they still make up for it because I think the prices are like pretty high. So it's like kind of similar to how our prices are compared to how much we make. there's a whole thing. I don't know, but that's really crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about like the conversion rates. That's insane. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. So what I'll give you this. One of these parts in the movie was based off a real event that happened in Hayao Miyazaki's life. What part do you think it was? It's a pretty weird one.
This is gonna sound so random,
Okay.
so bear with me here.
All right.
Hey, sorry if I'm interrupting anything.
Hey, you're fine.
Okay.
What's up?
Here's our producer, guys.
Hello.
Oh yeah, our producer.
I'm gonna say when she was falling down the boiler steps.
Falling down the boiler steps.
Yeah. Falling down when she goes to see the boiler
Thank
guy
you.
the first time.
Hello.
When she. Thank you, Zane.
Producer jump scare.
Producer jump scare.
But the first part when she goes down to the boiler room and the steps and she falls down them because they like break.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. I guess there's a theory about that. How like the theme of the movie is because Chihiro is moving to like a new place. That's like the whole theme of the movie is like a bunch of unfamiliar faces. It's like a whole weird world, like scary world to her. But it symbolizes, while at the beginning she's being scared to walk down steps, and at the end she's flying with the dragon. Is like it's a whole arc that she's finally comfortable with living in this new place. But no, that is not the actual real incident. The real incident is there was he was cleaning a river. He participated in cleaning a river apparently, and it was like a whole thing where they were pulling out stuff of the dirty river, and it was unclogging the water, and the water finally let free, and they pulled out a bunch of disgusting things like a bicycle and a bunch of different parts.
Oh.
So in the movie, there is a part where a
Bicycle.
sludge spirit, well, it's not a sludge spirit, they think
Well,
it is, but it's this spirit who is very dirty, and they pull out a bunch of things that is stuck like with the spirit.
And then one of them was a bicycle.
One of them was the bicycle, and that whole part is based off of like his experience with like unclogging like a river and stuff and like a drain, which is pretty cool because that part was really satisfying. Like all this stuff. I mean, it was a very nasty scene, but it was really cool how it was animated and
That was
pretty
disgusting.
satisfying. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Weekly Cinema. And you can watch this movie on Max, YouTube, Amazon Prime, or Google Play.
Please watch this movie if you haven't already. I know we say this every time, but you are crazy if you didn't see this movie and saw this episode. Hopefully we didn't spoil it too much. There's still so much magic and charm to this film that we didn't get to cover. It's actually crazy how much story and how much of a world they built into a 2-hour movie. It felt like
Which they made
there
in a
was
year.
so much background that they apparently made in a year, which is even more impressive. So props to them. Great talking about this movie. We will hopefully return to Studio Ghibli movies in the future, whether it be if not the end of this year, maybe if we do summer episodes, whatever it is, we will be back. We will watch more movies of them. But for now, that's all. So be sure to subscribe to Avon Lake Productions so you don't miss an episode of this podcast. Be sure to follow us on Spotify. Give us a rating. It helps out the podcast a lot and it gets us more reach. And on Spotify, if you follow, you'll be sure to stay tuned for any bonus episodes that come out every 5 episodes. But that's it for now. Be sure to tune in next week. Not next week. Be sure to tune in after spring break. Enjoy your spring break if it's the same time as us. If not, we will see you after I go to Japan and after all that happens. I guess, what's that week? The week of April 8th. But
The weekend of the eclipse.
yeah. But that week we will be talking
actually.
about.
We will be doing the Christopher Nolan Batmans, and this will be a very special episode because we are doing 3 movies in one.
That's right. This will be a very unique episode coming up. It's going to be a big one. We are going to be talking about all 3 Christopher Nolan Batman movies because we haven't seen it and we hear so much about it. It's the Heath Ledger Joker. Absolutely incredible performance, I've heard, so I'm very excited. It's Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. So we're going to be watching all 3 of those over the course of the next 2 weeks, and we'll see you back in that episode. But until then, that's all for now. Have a great spring break, and we will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.